commentator for tonight's Tier 1 stream. And today we'll be racing at Melbourne for Tier 1. And I don't have any sound right now. I'll check if that's in my... No, alright, so there's nothing wrong with my tin, I think. Oh, there's the sound. As Jonas has retired from the race. We are watching with Star Pass right now. I'll enable some of the so we are sticking with Star Pass right now. As he is coming through for the second sector. Now you'll be want to watch the next high-speed chicane, because going too fast on the entry, on the exit there, might result in a deadly spin, and Stellar Pass almost went for it. Alright, so, sorry, had to share the link with our good friend Cesar. Estelle Pass takes potential pole right here, with Ghost in second with a 22.3, and Keen has just but a 21.5, which is just 1.5 tenths shy of pole, which Baraka now takes with a 121.2. So let's see, we have so that's F1 champ, but he was invalidated, so we then have the open comes across, and that's P6 with the 137. He had to spin, otherwise there was a tag. That's an invalidation, so we won't look at that. Aston Martin of Chiquito coming around, setting a lap, and it's the 4th time with a 121.3, no 8, sorry. Then we have the McLaren of Danger, I think, on his out lap. And then we have Jack Skin, I think, yeah, also on out lap. I think the Alpine went into the pit, but Honorax did not. He comes across the line, and that's the 4th time, just beating his teammate by 1/10. See a Ferrari coming up. That's Secco, but he is invalidated, so we won't count that time. Looking at the Mercedes of... Where's the Mercedes? Where's the Mercedes? Oh! There was Baraka. Then we go back to the Alpine. Welch. Oh no, resuming. That's now a 126.2, not a big improvement. As you can now see an Aston Martin, I think that's Chiquito, he's going for the pit, probably Jackskin. I don't know what he's going to do, I think this is for his lap. Yes, he ignores the pit lane. It's now 126, 127, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122. It's a 122.8, and that's P8. Let's see, that's a Ferrari coming through, so that's the Sakabo. is Zakobo. It's not going to be a pole time, but it is good enough for P7. We're into 1:22.4. Alpine ignores the pit lane. So let me check who it is. It's Works on outlap, so Works is now going for his lap. The way yellow flags for this guy, for Shy Sek. I'm really bad with the pronunciation. But that's then Storm coming through. And that's going to be a 1:22.3. That's the 7th time now. I think that's an Alpine going up, but I think that's the pit lane. Yeah, that's the pit lane. The next car is, I think, a Williams. Yes, but that's the outlap, so we don't look at that. There's Joe, he's coming into the pits. Then we have Jax, who's coming into the pits. Taupes is going for his outlap. We have an Alfa Romeo behind him of Jamie. And I've just seen an Alpine spin. And there was Wilts, and he has been DNFing. Can you see him? Yes, he has binned it out of the fast chicane. Warned about that happening, and it has happened. Stack is going through the final turn. He is going to set a time of 1:18, 1:19, 1:20, 1:21, 1:22, 1:23.0, which is the 12th place on the grid. I think that's one of the rebels coming through, and I think it's the pass for his outlap. Indeed, it was. Then I think it's Jamie coming through. No, it was F1 champ. Jamie just set the fastest second sector. Jamie is going for it. I'm actually going to stick on Jamie because this seems to be a fantastic lap from Jamie. As an Alpine goes, or Williams goes across the line. I think it was no results given. The McLaren just went over the line too. Taupes is now in second, and Jamie takes P8. The Aston Martin now coming over the line is Chiquito, and he's now for his real lap. You can see a Ferrari coming up. I think he's going for the pit lane. No, he isn't. He's going to improve his time, he hopes. With a 1:19, 1:20, 1:21, 1:22. He is 5 tenths quicker, but stays in P12 with a 1:22.5. Then an Alfa Romeo that has to be Champ. Champ now coming for the 1:21, 1:22, 1:22.0. That's P9 and just a few thousandths of his teammate Jamie. Now then we can see Harm is coming on for his real lap now, or he's finishing his outlap, I should say. We have Joe coming to finish his outlap, and we're having, I think that's Ghost. That's Ghost, and Ghost just jumped up to 6 with a 1:21.5. Let's see, next up is then Chiquito. He's coming up, starts, finish straight. He's just a few thousandths up his time, and he goes second with a 1:21.2. Now for the Ferrari, coming across the line, it's P12. The two Hazes, both of which are on their outlaps. Let's see who's next. I think. Oh, it's an invalidation for Baraka. The car behind him is, I think, the Rebel of Stel Rapaz, but Stel Rapaz has broken his wheel, and I think he was in a collision with F1 champ. There will probably be a penalty applied there. I don't know for who, but Stel Repairs is out of the session after an incident with F1 Champ. And let me check, was there actually a penalty given by the race director? Let me actually check. Yes, F1 Champ was the one who collided and got a grip penalty. Unfortunate, but probably deserved, as he took someone out. Now we have Tsukubo coming across. Oh, and he does save it. No, he does not retire at least. And that's a reset to track. That will have to be reported, because even if you spin out, you don't reset the track. I think that's Jack's King now coming for the line. Yes, it is. With a 1:22.3, and he is now in 12th position. Now we have his teammate Ian coming up. A 1:38. Oh, he must have spun during that. And in other words, I think that was Baraka just coming on the line. Didn't seem like much. And we can now see then Storm coming to the line. Storm does not improve. He misses his best time by 2 attacks. Let's see, then we have Kazumi. Brasimu going for the final chicane. Though you can't really call it a chicane because there's some distance between the corners. And he goes in. Then we have the Tsukubo on an invalidated lap. Jack Skin is probably going into the pits. And Zack is going to wait to start his lap. I'm actually now going to check the comments. So we can see both the Haas going into the pits, I think. Yes. And then there's an Alfa Romeo of Jamie on the outlap. Then we do have, let's see, where's the Red Bull of Storm coming through. Oh, and Sitsa also saw the reset the track, so that's unfortunate for, I think it was Scopo who did that. You've been bested. Let's see, then I think it's Baraka coming through. He's in the pits. And that's a front rein loss for Zack. And I think this was his last lap set. He will probably not improve, as Storm has chosen to retire from the session. Yeah, you can't take the corner if you have not been. I actually want to see how he tackles this corner. He really does not want to take the track. That's obvious corner cutting right there. 2 times. And that's while he can't even make another lap. There is just simply no time for it. With 1:50, there is no time to set another lap. Harm now on an outlap, but he is going to hit some traffic probably. Is this going to limit his capability on the track? As Kusemu is now going to start his lap. Behind him, Sakobo is coming for his out to finish his out lap and start his last flying lap. Behind him it's a Williams of Ghost. Behind Ghost is Joe. Behind Joe is, I think it's Jax. Yeah, it's Jack. And then you have that whole row. Stink. Keen retired on track. Okay, but let's see. So Bobo is, I think, the first one. No. The first one to go put a lap is Harm. Harmony is the first one to set a lap, and he goes over the grass, or over the gravel I should say. Very unfortunate for him, but this will not be an improvement. It definitely wasn't, but he can go for another lap if he wishes to. Now, since that Kobo is facing the wrong way, I don't really know what he's doing at this point. So then, the Williams of Ghost is the next first car to finish. And he ignores the pit lane, obviously. He is running out of fuel. He opens DRS at 190, 120, 121, 121.5 for P6 at the moment. Says Kobo over the line. No improvement, obviously. Then we have Joe coming up to the line. P13. Size obviously doesn't improve. Then we have Jax coming up. He invalidated, so he chooses the pit lane. Champ hasn't set a lap yet. Has invalidated this one, or he has set a lap of 122.0. And that's where it stayed. Now, professional pole holder is coming up to the line, and he improves even by 7/10 further, and I don't think this lead will be beaten. PR takes P5, Harm takes P8, the McLaren stays in P2, and that's qualifying done. And this is why I hate people who just go into the pit lane at the end of a session. It's just needless. And if Codemasters actually like gave you the flag the moment you cross the pit limiter line, it will be much faster done. But yeah. So we'll see a grip penalty for Champ. So the start will be Baraka, Taubes, Chiquito, Star Pass, BR4, Keen Hodgson, Ghost, Harm, Jamie, F1 Champ, but he got 5 places, so P10 goes to Storm, Jack, Joe Real, Sakobo, and I think this is where where F1 comes back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is where F1 comes back. So Zach, Bresimu, Denja, Welch, Ross, and Jonas. With Denja, Welch, Ross, and Jonas not setting times. Also, I noticed it's a full grid here, and I actually think this is the final round of the championship. I'm going to check that. Yes, Australia is the final round of the championship. So this is a nice full grid for the final round. We have a Mercedes on pole and a Mercedes in 20th. So that's going to be a nice fight. Star Pass unfortunately taken out before the end of qualifying, but F1 Champ will be further back than he expected. As we're now waiting on the grid to go. Obviously we first have the formation lap, hopefully nothing goes wrong here. And it's quite good out in for Williams. I don't know how they usually do, but P5 and P7 is not something they achieve in real life. So once again we have Baraka in the Mercedes, Taupes in the McLaren, Chiquito in a Aston Martin, Star Rapaz in a Rebel, BR in a Williams, King in a Haas, Ghost in a Williams, Harmon in an Aston Martin, Jamie in an Alfa Romeo, Storm in a Rebel, Jack King in the other Haas, Joe Royale in AlphaTauri, Jacobo in a Ferrari, Zach in a Ferrari, F1 Champ in an Alfa Romeo, Zemmour in a Alpine, Denja in a McLaren, Wilts in an Alpine, Rostorm in an AlphaTauri, and Jonas in a Mercedes. And my podium prediction is, I think Baraka gets off the line good and manages to hold P1. I think there will be a fight for second and third between Taupis, Chiquito, Star Rapaz and PR. I think at least two of which will make contacts and the other two take the podium. I think it's going to be Taupis and Star Rapaz on the podium waiting. So Baraka, Taupis and Star Rapaz. Also, hi Black Charizard. I'll do the laps you asked me to do after I've done commentating this. But we're forming up the grid. The predicted tire strategies, both are one stop, so the one starting on mediums obviously do it in reverse, but I don't think anyone is starting on mediums. Joe is on mediums, Jacobo, Zach. F1 Champ is obviously on softs because he qualified in the top 10. Grassamu, Danja, Welds and Ross are all mediums, and the rest of the grid is softs. So we are now getting ready for the last round of the championship, and we're going. It doesn't look like Taupis got right off the line, and he immediately gets taken by Chiquito and Star Rapaz. There are lots of changes. There is a yellow flag, and that's because one of the Ferraris, Zach, has already spun on turn 1. And I think Denja was also caught up in the chaos and has lost his front wing. For the battle up ahead, it's still Baraka, Chiquito, Star Rapaz, Taupis, VR, King, Ghost, Harmon, Jamie, Storm, and Megan. But Storm is going to attack Jamie while having to defend against Joe. He is right on the rear box. That Joe is also on his rear box. As I think Denja has suffered significant damage while Zach has not. I don't know Osvaldo, nice to see you there. KP has a lot of work to do if that's the case, because he had E10 and then got a 5th place penalty for DNFing Star Rapaz. The fastest lap obviously goes to Baraka. So we have a few people in the pits, or actually only Jack King, but he will be joined by Denja. So now looking at the battle for second between Star Rapaz and Chiquito. Oh, and Zach is also in the pit lane. So 3 people pitted on lap 1. There is already a 1 second gap between Chiquito and Baraka, so I think in order for Baraka not to win, Baraka must have a horrible strategy or do spin or something. As the Alpine Brazilian is is also starting to lag behind a bit on the rest of the grid. Now obviously this is tier 1, so it's really legal. And I want to look at the final 2 spots because these two are fighting like it's for P1 and P2. The gap is close as it can be, even though both of them are almost 2 sectors behind. Now looking back at the rest, you see Jonas is overtaking Ferrari and is now in P13. Oh, Champ is marching up. He's making contact with Joe, I think, but he got the position and he's now back into P11. If he's really in the championship fight, he needs to take it. And he is ready to fight for it. Next up is Storm for him. But Storm is also being held by F1's teammate, which is Jamie. Jamie obviously fighting for those 2 points, and maybe championship with his teammate is blocking very aggressively. But with DRS, can he hold it? Yes, he still has the position. And F1 Champ is coming ever so close towards those two, towards the points paying positions. For the gaps behind, I'm looking, there's no one close to 410th. And I think that's Jonas spun around. He has, I think that's his end plate, and he has spun at the worst possible point because he has to deal with front wing damage and entire lap under the pit lane. He tries to defend and he almost goes wide while doing it. Harm is the first one to get a penalty for track extension, but there is no way Jonas can keep this. Is back to the battle. Jamie is now overtaking Harm, and Harmon doesn't want to let that place go unnoticed. He fights for it and he takes the position, forcing Jamie a bit onto the grass, and that's Jamie into the wall. Massive damage there, but I don't think that was Harmon's fault. I think that was Jamie going too early in acceleration. But you can see it's an all-out fight here, as we have seen multiple crashes and we're not even into lap 5. And I think there was a mistake by one of the Red Bulls, and I think there is a virtual, as Storm has lost this entire front wing. There are quite the mistakes here this evening. Now this one does help Jamie a bit, because pitting into a virtual is way better than pitting normally. So that does help. There's some others deciding to take the pit lane. And Brisumu, even though he is not the fastest, he takes perfect advantage of his rivals having to use the pit lane. And let's see the gap between Staurapes, because Staurapes overtook Chiquita, and Baraka is now 4 seconds. This is an amazing gap, and I don't know how he won it. When is the virtual going to end? The virtual safety car ended, and I think, yes, there are penalties given. 2 drive-thrus to both Danger and Sig for speeding under the PSC. Let's check back up front. As Joe was starting to close up, but now is falling back. There's a 5-second gap between Han and Ghost. There is almost no gap between the Aston Martin of Chiquita and the Red Bull of Stelrepass. See these two going to it. Neither of them wants to give out on that second position. You can also see that Jack is now closing up on Jamie, though he's losing time. And the gap between Wilds and Sikopo is also not too big, so there's plenty of fighting in the final round of the championship, Tier 1. It looks now that Taupes has gotten into the fight for third. My prediction still stands: Baraka, Chiquito and Stelrepass. No, Taupes and Stelrepass. Also see a two-way fight coming up, which was Wilds and Sikopo. And even before that, Joey, F1 and Armin. F1 already in 6 laps has made 7th position and he is really going for the championship if he can still win it. Now Baraka seems to be unstoppable. But behind him the fight keeps on going. The fight keeps on getting harder and harder. Stelrepass is starting to get a gap, and I think that's Jack around. Yes it is, in sector 3. Is there any damage? Doesn't look like it. But we have a crash. Oh, and that's spun out of turn 2. It's Takobo. And that's the full safety car round in lap 7. Everyone has to line up, and this does not help Baraka, who got a comfortable lap. And that was only because Chiquito was holding up Stelrepass. Now Stelrepass can have a good, if Stelrepass has a good start, as he restart, he can actually take Baraka's position there. So the whole field is being neutralized. Some tires are just a few laps old, and that will make sure that those on fresher tires have a higher chance of beating the rest. And that's why Baraka chooses to pit, and I think there's quite a few people who will choose to pit, because pitting at this point is quite favorable. There's a huge gaggle of cars, and Baraka is being hauled into the pit box. And second danger, who initially got lapped, are now unlapped, and they actually managed it. They are going to be back in the fighting once they have closed up to the safety car. It's a huge help for them to no longer be 2 sectors behind. And they are on fresh tires as well. The gamble for the 2 worked. And it shows. These people are getting 3-second time penalties. And Storm comes out behind Jamie. Or Jamie comes out ahead of Storm, I must say. Quite some people on the hards. We have Taupes on hards, we have Ghost and Champ on hards. We have Pressman on hards, we have Storm on hards. The rest are all on mediums except for Shaq, who is on the softs. I don't know his strategy, but whatever. He is now on the hards. He realized his strategy was a wrong one. He's now back in the pit lane. He's now on pit lane exit. and he needs to catch up to the rest of the field fast if he wants to queue up before the restart. There are a lot of people close there, but not enough to signal an SC restart. Guys who have not pitted this whole race. Will this gamble work out, or will they fall back once they have to pit? You see it in 1, maybe 2 laps time when the safety car comes back in. Lap, I don't think they will be waiting more than 30 seconds for Zach to close out. Which is, in my opinion, his own fault for going out on the wrong strategy. Are the lights staying on or are they off? They are staying on, so the safety car will be out for another lap. Oh, there goes my controller. Okay, so safety car for another lap. I don't know why. Let's right there. As Tom gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. Mate, you just had no tires on you. Why are you pitting? It will be much more favourable to stay out on those hards than to pit back for mediums. He now falls to last place. And he is... Yeah, they have to get going this lap. There's no way, because now everyone will be closed up enough for safety car to come in. So at the restart we'll have Joe, Welch, Ross, Baraka, Staurapas, Chiquito, Taupes, Keen, BR, Ghost, F1, Harm, Sumu, Jamie, Jonas, Jack, Danja, Zach and Storm. Safety car in this lap, so Joe will now decide the pace. Obviously there's still a delta, so you can go full speed. But everyone is getting ready for a big restart. I honestly want to focus more on Staurapas and Baraka, because those two are the leaders, so to say, because the other ones are on older mediums and will probably stand no big chance. The safety car is entering the pit lane as we speak. There's speed, and I think Barrett just hit one of the Alpha Towers. He didn't, but he's immediately on the side. Joe keeps the lead, and Barrett has to close up behind, and in true Mazepin fashion, one of the Hases has spun it on the restart. Jamie immediately is taking positions. You can see that Starpass and Rorak are being heavily held up by this one AlphaTauri. Well, Joe and Lewis are getting away with it. There's another yellow flag and there is contact. The other Ferrari has retired now. Sparrow goes for the move. Makes it stick. Can we stop defending against the rebel? No, he cannot. He can also not defend against Chiquita. And this is a massive loss for him. As he is hit by Keen and spun. Yes, that's a well-deserved penalty for Keen. That was not going to work. And there is another safety car because of this. Once again, that was a very, very aggressive move by Keen, and a very stupid one at that. Now the safety car should not take too long, given that everyone is already kind of bunched up. Despite a Haas double stack. Yeah, and this one takes time. Though time does not matter under safety car conditions. And Ross and Keen are back together after that. Keen did get the position, but at what cost? So we have Joe, Wilt, Baraka, Stoner Pass, Chiquito, BR, Taubis, Ghost, F1 Champ, Harm, Jamie, Jonas, Denja, Storm, Freshman, Keen, Ross and Jackins for the restart, and we have Shaq and Sakobo out of the session as the two Ferraris. We'll have another lap of safety car because Jack is so far behind. Oh, and Denja has been hit by Jonas. Jonas has spun around, I believe. He has lost his front wing. And he will have to serve 5 seconds. And it's also Ross in the pits, and Ross gets another 5-second time penalty. But what's wrong with Ross? Ross once again made the wrong strategy call. And it's really costing him at this point. The other AlphaTauri is having no problems at the moment, and he's going to stretch his mediums so he can have a nice stint on the softs. I think the safety car will be in this lap, seeing as how 70 cars already are bunched up and Jonas is not too far away, going full speed. Interesting line from Baraka there. And safety car will not be in this lap because the distance between Baraka and the safety car is not enough. Safety car is in this lap. This comes as quite a surprise for I think most of them. As you can see, the Aston Martin safety car going into the pit lane. Again, Joe is setting the pace, and I think Barack is immediately going for an attack. He is against Wilkes. Can he make it stick? Not yet. GFO is defending. He is cut in the corner. Will it get the penalty? No, but oh, there is a big collision. And that's P4 out of the race, with stall repairs having massive damage. I don't know whose fault that was, but it has massive consequences, with BR out of the session. This massively helps Baraka, with no pressure from stall repairs anymore. Also, what's happened with Christopher? He still has his win. Does he have all his end plates? Yes, he has. Baraka is going side by side through the high-speed chicane. This cannot go right. But it somehow goes alright. Now we have Chiquito fighting with Wilkes. They keep it clean. They almost ban wheels, and Chiquito is passing. So Wilkes is knocked off the podium. F1 champ has made massive strides. He is not going to pit anymore, and once mediums begin to fail, his hearts will have good. As we can see, Wilkes has lost his front wing. He will not be defending it, but he will be slowing down the cars behind him, starting with Jamie. That was a nice three-wide move, as everyone is safely finding a way past the roads. Wilkes, who has to navigate a lap without front wing. This is not Wilkes' best race, but cool. Let's see those gaps. Yeah, Kim is pretty close on Storm. Real close. They're now heading towards the final chicane. Keen is on softer tire, is on newer tires, but the difference isn't that big. DRS is enabled again. Stall repairs gets a time penalty, but I don't think it matters at this point. Obviously goes for the pit lane. The question is, will it come out in front or behind stall repairs? As Baraka now has taken the lead and is probably going to extend it. I'm actually going to check on the standings now, something I should have done under safety car conditions. Baraka is leading the championship. And the gap is 23 points, so indeed the only one who can challenge him at this point are Chiquito and F1 champ. If Chiquito wins the race and Barak DNFs, Chiquito wins. if Champ wins and Baraka DNFs, Champ wins. If, and this is a weird one, if Chiquita wins, no, actually, whoever wins will be the champion. Whoever of these three scores higher will be the champion. So it's between Baraka. No, wait, I looked at the wrong caps. It's 24 points between Champ and Chiquita. The only one who can fight Baraka is Champ. And with Ghost DNF in, it's time for another save. Champ's strategy will not be helped by all these safety cars where everyone can preserve their times. He has one choice now. He either pits for mediums or even softs and prays they go to the end. Or he stays out and tries to win the race. I think Baraka is in the pit lane. Yes. Reno is not shadowing that. Reno stays out and takes effectively P2. Baraka in the meantime takes gamble of the softs. Danger speeds in the pit lane, and it's a huge gaggle of cars in the pit lane now. And it's once again a double stack for the assholes. But it's a real exciting fight now. Yeah, BR, what the frick happened back there? Like, Stone Repairs came back on track and the next thing I know you took a light. What the frick went down? Yeah, Baraka is taking a big risk here. Especially since between Baraka and F1 Champ is Jamie. And Jamie will most definitely help his teammate win the championship. This is going to be a real hard fight for the championship. Yeah, okay, that's true, he's in fourth. But he doesn't even have to DNF you. If Baraka just gets, I don't know, P11 and faster snap, Baraka will still be in second with Champ win if Champ wins, that is. But yes, Champ's biggest chance of winning this is if Baraka spins. Jamie is going for the pit lane. They're probably going to softs, and he speeds again. So now the fight's really on. F1 Champ may go for, and this is only if he's freaking dirty, he may go for a crash to secure the championship. If he manages to crash Baraka out, he can continue, he might win. Yeah, I agree as well though. Jamie was in the perfect position to hold up Baraka into the top, out of the top 10. I don't know why he pitted. I don't know why he keeps speeding into the pit lane, because there are a lot of people who got penalties for that. And almost everyone pitted except Champ and Chiquito. So this is a really big risk waiting to play out. At the start of this lap, if we go racing again, There are only 10 laps of racing left. That's not a lot of laps. If Baraka can keep his concentration up, he will win the championship. He needs to think further than only this race. If he manages to stay within the top 10, which honestly he probably will, he has this championship. Safety car is coming in this lap, so we will hopefully have 10 laps of full racing. Cars are going slow. It's Chiquito leading, followed by Champ, F1 Champ, followed by Baraka, followed by Joe, Taupes, Harman, Hudson, Storm, Jack and Jonas. And we're on the main straight. We're not going just yet. It's green flag and it's go, go, go. Like I said, Baraka just needs to keep his head cool and not make a mistake in order to win the championship. He's just going for it. He's in second. He has taken F1 completely by surprise. F1 makes contact with Joe. Taupes has been overtaken. This is all still to fight for. Keen is fighting with Taupes. They're going side by side and Taupes cannot defend it. The softs are so much better, and we'll see that between Baraka and Chiquito. As F1 Champ drops position after position, I think he has spun. He indeed has spun. His teammate has just overtaken him. And it's championship gone for F1 Champ. I think it's not too early to say this, but Baraka has probably won the championship. If he wants to seal it with a win, it's on him. But even if we DNFs at this point, there is no one to challenge him for it. Baraka has the championship, as he's going side by side with Chiquito. He has overtaken him in the brake zone. And it's Baraka who is your race leader and championship leader. This has been a real juicy race so far. And we're not even done. We're maybe on 2/3 of the way. There's still 33% to race. And Jamie has messed up a bit. But no one has messed up more than Champ. He must be feeling gutted by this. Baraka is where up to his gaining time from everyone else shenanigans. Chiquito is trying his best on 10 lap older mediums against the softs. He wants the honor of the podium. He is third in the championship right now. Then we have Stelra Pass fighting Benja and Chad. And he's taken both. Though I think there's contact and the two are in the gravel. And Stelra Pass is out of the race. As Baraka sets the fastest lap. And unbelievable. There is again a safety car. That was a dumb move from Stelra Pass. He did this to himself. There was no way that was going to work. So, we're back with the safety car, my friends. Obviously, who doesn't love a good safety car period? It's so good we have for this session. So far, only whole teams have been taken out one after another. If I were a Storm, I would be looking at the rear of my car that it doesn't step out and complete the cycle. It's sad that I'm not interviewing anymore because I would definitely be asking KP about this race. Because that was just, wow, that was just so fucking sad for him. I also would want to ask Baraka his secrets of this track so I can use them Monday for my actual last race in a 50% tier. Because for the ones who haven't noticed yet, I'm quitting racing on Sunday. It's just too busy. And I know that's not relevant, but it's safety car period. What the fuck do you want me to talk about? Well, I might talk about Taupes throwing his podium chances away, if he even had those, to bid for new softs. Top 10 to P10 to P15 is all team sorted. Good for my ultrasound. Sorry, pain on me. I'm still Chiquito P2 on 15 lap old mediums. His tires are 10 laps older than almost everyone else. And the guy is just sticking it in second like fuck all of you. Now are we going to wait for Jamie or are we actually going? Looks like we're waiting for Jamie. What a race. Quite a lot has happened just now, and after the safety car we'll have 5 laps of racing. So of the 10 lap sprint we've raced 2 and we've been 3 laps on the safety car right now, and if there's no more safety cars we'll have 5 more laps of racing. Not that it matters, because Baraka has won the championship. This one is just for show for him. But after this he's proven to be this season's fastest man of not even man, fastest person of Aero League Racing Season 7. They were the quickest to adapt to the new game. And it's showing. Unless... No, even the only way Champ can still win the championship is if everyone ahead of him just dies. Hey Reaper, how is it going, man? Sorry I was late, dog needed a walk. As surely the safety car is coming in this lap. Normally it's at the border of sector 3. I don't know if I missed the pop-up. I probably did because the lights on the safety car are out. The race has been eventful to say the least. As Barak is now going to lead the field, each safety car restart. He has been behind someone, but not now he's free to go and probably get a second on everyone by the end of the lap, let's be real. But Reaper, you missed a lot. Champ was going for the title maybe, and he screwed up. Star Pass made a questionable move on BR and on Champ, and has crashed out. And those are the highlights, I think. Barak immediately, after only one sector, is already 1.5 tenths ahead. Or 1.5 seconds. How is he doing this? Fastest sectors one of everyone, and is he also going for fastest sector 2? If he goes for it, I'm going to be mad. He is going for fastest lap immediately after safety restart. Yeah man, this guy is, I don't know. The only thing that's going to stop him is a freaking crash. I want to see this man fighting Jarno up, man. I want to see it. Because in one lap, 3 seconds in tier 1 after a safety car restart is fucking insane. This dude deserves the championship. Yeah, that will be an awesome fight. Arrange it. Chiquito